Welcome to our channel. Hi there, my name is Ranjan. I am a full stack DevOps engineer with 11.5 years of experience working in IT. I am also a 4.5 star rated Udemy instructor teaching more than 72,000 students worldwide. On this channel, my goal is to make you learn and grow by sharing my experience. So if you like my work, then do like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more such awesome videos in future. So let's get started. Thank you. Welcome. Let's try to understand what is meant by responsiveness. Let's say I have a website like Udemy, and now I want to make sure that this website looks great in all kinds of devices, laptop, tablet, mobile, and in any other device. For that, I don't have to write multiple source code. There should be a way by which I should write only once the code, and then the same website should automatically adjust itself based on the device width on a particular device, whether it may be laptop, desktop, mobile, doesn't matter. So here is the website of Udemy. So if I now try to go ahead and try to resize the screen, it's you see it's automatically getting adjusted and becoming responsive. After a certain point of time, this menu is gone and this kind of menu appears. So this is the responsive nature of the website by which Udemy doesn't have to create multiple websites for multiple devices. Rather, the same website is going to work for all the devices. So in case of in future, if there is any new device with a certain specification, this will work as expected. So responsiveness means making sure the same website works or looks good in all kinds of devices. And how do we achieve this responsiveness behavior with CSS? We achieve this with the help of something called as media queries. And that's what we are going to look into in this course. Thank you. Welcome. So now that we know what is meant by responsive web designs and how can we make a website compatible with other website, other kinds of devices, the same website source code will work on other kinds of devices with the help of responsive nature. So we use media queries. There's a concept in CSS called Css3 called media queries that helps us achieve this. So I have this page with me. I'm going to just run it for you. So this is how it looks now. So this is a website which looks like this. And if I go ahead and try to make it responsive, you will see things will not go well. So if I make this responsive, it is okay for a certain period, but after then it gets stuck here, then this gets stuck and this doesn't look good because now I get a scroll bar. So this is not a responsive website. So we have to make this responsive in such a way that as soon as we reduce the screen size based on the device, it should automatically fit and style automatically. So how can we do that? That is something we will achieve with the help of media queries in CSS3. To achieve that, we will be using this unresponsive website as a starting point. You will get this unresponsive, non-responsive website code with you. You don't have to worry. Let me explain you this code, how it looks. So it is very simple. You have this HTML and then this is the H1 tag and the break line. After that, we have this container. In the container, again, I have a break line and then one section for text, then break line, another section for image. And in this, there's an anchor tag where you can click, and that anchor tag has an image. And this image is this one. And this points to a CSS, which is this one. And here I have reset all the margin and padding on the whole body. Then I've applied some styling on the H1 tag, which is this one. And on the container, I have applied some styling to make it look two boxed. And then I have this styling text center, which is like this. So we can go ahead and do that together. so that you will come to know, and later on we can make this non-responsive to a responsive website. So let's go ahead and first try to replicate this non-responsive website ourselves. Thank you. So first thing first, you should first create a folder in your computer and open that folder with file and then open folder. After that, let's go ahead and create our index.html file. Press shift exclamation and it gives us some piece of boilerplate code, and then we are going to make put the heading as or title as media queries, and of course let's give a title here, h1 responsiveness with media query. Then we will give a div with a class of container, another div with a class of text section, and a div with a class of image section. Alright, and here we will add some text, lorem 30, enter, or then it's going to generate some boilerplate. And here we are going to give anchor tag, and we say anchor tag href. We don't need this, we can get rid of all this. And inside this anchor tag we will have our image, and in the image we will give the mean dot jpg. That's it. And of course we can give some br tags here if we want. Let me give one br here and another. Yeah, I think that is sufficient, but let's check. I will open this in my explorer or the server. So this is how it looks now. We don't have to worry now. This is, but we will make it look like this. So let's go ahead and create our style.css file, and include that in our link tag, link css, style css. So in the next video, we are going to style our page to look like this, which is non-responsive one. So let's do that in the next video. Thank you. Welcome. So now let's quickly go ahead and grab some CSS from here. So I'm going to copy this piece of CSS and paste it here. What this will do is, now we see there's a small gap around this, which is not good. So this will get rid of that. So I will paste this, and so we'll say margin 0, padding 0, and font family this, border box sizing as border box. So if I refresh, so you see everything starts from the corner. That's perfect, and the font size has also changed, or font family has also changed. That's great. So next what we will do is we will style the h1 tag a little bit. We'll give some margin, and we will say it should align center, and then it should be in the capital letter. So this will move here, and there will be some margin on the y axis. Yes, because on the x we have given 0. So let's paste this, and if we go and see, this looks like this now. Perfect. Maybe for 50 is too much, so we can say 40 margin from the top bottom. Okay, and then what we have to do next is, let's go ahead and style our container. So here we will have a nice thing. So I can do it manually. Let's go ahead and manually style it. So we'll say container, and we will go first give the width as 100%. So let's give it a border first to just to see 1px solid red. So our container we give border. See, so this is our container up to here, red. Perfect. So this is our container. Nice. Now we want to not have height of this much, but less. So we'll say height. We will say 50 view H, 50% of the whatever is seen. So whatever we are seeing from here until here, only 50%. So this much. But the image is outside. So let's fix that. Now what we have to do is we have to bring this text and image side by side. And we know how to do that. We have to say display of flex, and by default the flex direction is 0, so it's going to come side by side. Perfect. Then what we have to do is we have to give this image some height and width. So let's see how much did we give. So here is the image width. So I will copy this and paste it here for now. Perfect. So now our image is also aligned nicely, but you see this image is starting from here and the text is starting from here. That's not good. So let's make them justify content. So first we'll make them horizontally center. So we'll say justify content center. So now we will make them vertically center. So align items center. So now they are vertically center. Perfect. So this is what we have here as well. Just that now we have to give some padding in between them. So let's see how much padding I can give. What is the padding that I am using here? So image section width, of course, it's going to automatically take the width. So we can use the padding 5% on each. So on the wide X direction, we need only X direction padding. So here we can say text section padding of this much, and also the image section the same padding on the x-axis. So we have some space from this side and from this side. This is looking great. So let's see if we have achieved what we wanted to do. Of course, there is this clumsy looking text. We can give some in here. We can say the word spacing of 16px. So now it looks fine. So now if I get rid of this border, are we going to achieve what we have here? Let's see. Of course, we have given explicitly the width as this should be 50% and this should be 50%. If we don't give, also that should be fine. The image is center aligned, text aligned center. We can do that. Image is, we can say this should be width 50, text center. Nothing would change because it's exactly the same way. Yeah, we may don't have to give this one anymore because if we give text center, it is going to automatically take this. Uh, let's apply width of here as 50%. So if we do a width of 50%, then it's also going to occupy 50%, and then text center is going to bring center here. And if we give text center here also, that's fine, but here we don't want to give center align, otherwise it looks nice from the left. And this image is in the center. So if you want to see, so we can say border 1px solid blue, and I can get rid of this border and paste it around image. So here we have, so image is center aligned and our text is nicely aligned with padding. on the x-axis. So this is how it looks. Perfect. So we can get rid of this. I will comment this control forward slash and count control forward slash. Perfect. So we have achieved what we wanted to achieve in terms of non-responsive behavior. If I do this, now our website breaks because it's not responsive. So let's go ahead and try to make it responsive. Thank you. So welcome. Now we have to understand that we should write media queries always at the end or end of all the styles. Otherwise, we will have problems. That media query won't work and we will be in trouble. Next thing is that as we know that media queries is used to make the same website work on different devices so that we don't have to code again and again, and hence the organization is going to save money. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure our website works on desktop or laptop, and then on tablets, iPads, mobile phones and smartphones. So we can, and also here you can say smaller devices as well. Here, smaller devices, small phones. So we have to be very uh, cautious in writing the queries because there can be more devices that can have different ranges, or these are also called breakpoints. Until then apply certain styling, after that apply certain styling, within this apply certain styling. So there are different kinds of things that can go. So what we have to do now is we have to make sure that our at least works in these three device ranges. So there can be many device ranges, but we will focus on laptop, desktop, laptop, tablets, iPads, mobiles, and smartphones. So let's go ahead and see how to customize and make our unresponsive page look good in mobile and smartphone. Thank you. Welcome. It's time to now make our website responsive for device width in mobile phones, which is between 0 to 768. So how are we going to write this query? So what we have to do is we have to say @media, and then we have to write the query. So we have to say max width. So until the max width has been reached of 768 pixel, this style will continue to apply. So let's go ahead and see whether this style applies. So I'm going to override the style of h1. So I'm going to keep everything same, and just that I'm going to change the h1 to a different color. So h1 I will make it to color as blue. So let's go to the browser, and this is our browser. Now if I change this, and as soon as I reach 768, you see the color changed to blue. So now our media query automatically knows the device width, and it automatically applied the styling for us. Now what we want to do is bring these two in different lines. So why are they not in different lines already? Because by default we give width of 50% and then display of flex. So we have to remove this display of flex from the container and make it display of block, which means the container will occupy the whole space and the elements will also occupy the whole 100%. So let's do that. So here what I'm going to do is first I will say dot container. Remember, in media query we only override those properties of our already declared class which we want to change. Like, I'm not going to copy everything from the container. I just want to override display flex to display block. So I will just write container and I'm going to say display of block. If I go now, my media query will act and I will see this behavior. See, it automatically brings to the next line. If I change it, it's in one line. Now it's in two lines. But there are spaces left here. So let's fix that. For that, we have to basically go and say text hyphen section we have to change its width to 100%. Similarly, we have to also change the width of the image section to 100%. Let's see how it looks now. So if I am now reduce, so you see it looks perfect now. Both are in the second line and they are also one below another. So if I increase this, you see it automatically goes to the next line. So perfect. So far we have achieved this what we wanted to achieve. Now let's make this image also responsive. How can we do that? We can basically say in the image, this is going to be our image. So let's target the image and keep the width as 100% of the image. Make the height as auto. So automatically now the height will be allocated to the image based upon the browser height. So now if we go, see we see this is the, see now our image also reduces in size and grows in size. Perfect. See the image became responsive now. So this is how we can do this. And of course we can give a break line in between these two so that it has some space. So I'm going to go and give a br tag here so that there's a nice space between them. Perfect. So this is how we can achieve responsiveness in this device. But what about smaller devices which are between 0 and 468? This image is now almost stuck at the corner. I want a little bit of space around them. So for that we have to target differently in our style. So let's go ahead and do that in the next video. Thank you. So let's go ahead and try to achieve that behavior that when we do this, we should have the nice look and feel in the mobile. So right now I have this behavior that when I'm here, this is fine. But when the smaller devices, I want to give some space around this. So for that, I will do something like this. I will have to write another media query. So I will say media, and then I have to target this screen where I have to say max width until, so max width until 460 68 px. So until this time, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to override the image. I'm going to give a padding around the image of 15 pixel all around. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. So you see now there's a nice padding around this. So there's a space, and if I take this up, you can see a nice padding at the bottom as well. So if I increase this padding disappears. If you want to give padding in this as well, then you can give it by just, because we already are targeting the media query here, so you can give a padding of, let's say, 10 pixel. Remember, padding is from inside and margin is from outside. So now it is 10 pixel, but when it goes to mobile, it becomes, see, let's say I want to also change this font size of this in the mobile. I want to reduce the font size. So I can say H1 and I can say font color, I will change it to orange, and font size I would like to change it to 14px. So now you see it is now 14px in mobile. So let's say 14px is too less, I can say 20px, something like this. So in the mobile it will look like this, in the desktop, in the tablet or the 768 device pixel devices it will look like this, and the higher devices it will look like this. So we can do anything what we want in different devices. So this is how you override for devices between 0 to 468px, and this is how from 468 now, 469 to this much, or let's say 0 to because this will also this all will apply in 0 to 467 plus only this will get overridden for this property. A rest will still apply. This is how it works. Thank you. Welcome. So remember that we there are many ways to write media queries like media and screen and something media and screen something else. But we are going to use this syntax because now we are using advanced browser, so it is smart enough to understand what we are trying to do. And we also saw the changes take effect without any problem. So now let's go ahead and try to write media query for devices which are, let's say, laptops. So I'm going to say minimum width. So when the minimum width of the device is this much, then start applying the style. So let's say I will say 1024 pixel onwards, 1024 pixel onwards, start applying this styling. So let's say what I want to do is when this is achieved, I would like to change this little bit and change the color of it, let's say. So this is in our div section. So here I'm going to change the color of the text. So let's go ahead and do that. So I will copy this and I'm going to say font. So I'm just going to change the color to, let's say, green, and I will also change something to maybe a little bit different than this green. Yes, and I'm also going to change some other property just to showcase that multiple properties are possible. So let's say I will just say here background color as beige. So let's go and see. So you see this has happened. So if I change this up to here, there is no effect. Up to here, no effect. And as soon as the device width changes to 1024, from to 1024 onwards, it is going to keep applying that style. But as soon as the device width will change, it will not apply that effect. So that's what it means. So this is how we can target for higher devices, which are laptop and desktop. Thank you. Welcome. So now we are only left with one situation where our media query we have to apply between for this kind of devices. So let's go ahead and do that. So I will say @media, and I'm going to say when the minimum when the minimum is this much and maximum is this much. So we have to apply both now. Minimum width of 769 pixel, and along with it we also want the maximum width of, here we have applied already, so maximum width we can take up to 1023 pixel because 1024 we have covered above, and so below this will affect, above this will come into effect. So here what I want to do is I just want to maybe change the style of something. Let's say during this situation here I want to change this, make it capital letters, something like that. So I'm going to do this. I will say text section, and I can say text hyphen transform. I'll say capitalize, and I can also change I will also change the whole body color. Let's say body background color to aqua. Let's go and see. So here you see body background color is this, and this is capitalized. And as soon as we go par this, then its effect is gone. Now effect is gone. So we are seeing different behaviors in different kinds of devices. And the same website is going to work differently in different devices. Of course, you can target more of this. You can also, I can also change this to uppercase to be more sure about whether it's working or not. So now it is all capital letters, you can see. Perfect. So if there are devices which are left out, which are not within this range, or there are more specific devices, you can again write separate media query for them and execute them and override these properties that you are saying. But one thing again to remember is always write your media queries at the end. When you are done with all your styling above, then at the end go ahead and write the media queries. Otherwise, your media queries will not work. Remember that point. Alright, now you know how to make any non-responsive website to responsive. So thank you for watching and bye bye.